Okay. Let's start. Thank you, Oracle. I didn't play it myself. I think it's genuine periods. It's genuine period music. Hang on, do actually. Yeah. We're all good. We're good. Okay. I'm very quiet. I think that could be an analogue due to my voice, which is what you mean, isn't it? Hang on, I can cank myself. Do you know what? I can make an analog. I can make an analog adjustment here by moving the microphone closer to my face. But I'm fine. Hang on, I am. Yeah, I've got a different setup tonight, of course. So normally, obviously, I stream from the shack. I drive my little truck to the shack. I go to the actual shack, but tonight I can't do that because of the coronavirus, which I think you're right, Oracle. I think it was hiding in my hair, but that's where it was all along. I'm sorry, everyone. So instead of actually going to the shack tonight, I'm actually in a room. I'm actually in a room in my house, and it's a camera that's gonna broadcast the pictures. So this looks like I'm in my truck, but actually it's just see, it's just a little picture of me. See, I'm in a room. Oh, do you know what? I need to hang on. I did not ask for half a haircut in honour of Paddy. Although, yeah, I suppose if I'd done the COVID test halfway through, I would have had to leave. Let's see if I look better. That looks better, doesn't it? These are problems I don't normally have when I can go to the shack myself, but today I have to do it. I have to do the stream remotely. So I'm sorry about that. Am I still quiet, or have I loudened up now? Finish haircut's the same. Well, I had to do the whole haircut through a translator. Still a touch quiet. Okay, I'm gonna cank. It's getting canked. This is gonna go too loud now. I'm gonna over cank. Okay, tell me when I've over canked. Okay, canking. They are further north. You're right. How's that? Better? Is that louder? That feels louder. That's good. Okay, well, I can do that. Perf. Good. Right, there's not going to be any gameplays now. To be honest, I haven't got a lot to show you. I mean, my hair's under a hat because I've got a cold. There is a lot of green usernames. Oh, there is one. Like I said, I've got a thing to show you. I think it was Dr. Plem last week asked for an alert. So if you do !eggs plural, something might happen.
Nature's cling film.
There we go. Yeah, and if you keep doing it, see what happens. I've put a. Hang on. I'm gonna make what is a clear. I'm gonna make a clear rookie streamer error here. I'm gonna reduce the cooldown. Because I've not got much else to do. Like I said, the game streams will start on Thursday. Oh, big shot's working. Excellent. I will not be turning down all the cooldowns. I'll be turning down this one cooldown because it has a secondary feature.
Nature's cling film.
I'll be your dream, I'll be your wish, I'll be your.
Well, we can make our own content.
I'll be your rock,
Nature's
I'll be
cling
your
film.
love, be everything that you need. I love you more
I feel like I'll probably hidden something in this.
I will be strong, I will be faithful, cause I'm counting on a new beginning, a reason for living, a deeper meaning.
Nature's cling film. Nature's cling film.
I may not have set this up. Oh. Do we need audio on the hard, lads? That's a shame. So my thing's refreshed. It should work now.
Unnatural eggshell.
There we go. There we go. So there's a percentage chance. Most of the time it will do eggs, and then sometimes it'll do the opposite. Okay. Oh, here I am. Ooh, this is a worse alert and silent. Ooh, ooh. Sorry, I'll be hovering over the cough button. But I'm fine, I'm fine. Is this stuck? Has this got stuck? Has this got stuck? This is... What I'm really hoping this time, this feels like a stupid thing to say and a real harbinger of doom, but I think I've sorted a lot of my crashing issues. So hopefully the stream won't just completely crash. But I mean, I guess I'll just... We've seen the egg alert. I hope you like that. I guess I'll take my hat off, and then that's probably all I've got, to be honest. Unless there's... Is there something? Is there something? Is there something? Is there something here? Oh no, it was just a horse. It was just a horse.
Clippity clop, clippity.
I thought there might have been something unusual, but just like in my peripheral vision. But I think it's probably just a horse. Probably just a horse behind me. It's probably just a horse behind me. So a gift horse. A gift horse. Shouldn't look that in the mouth, I suppose. What here? An exciting scroll gift. I suppose that's worth trying to work out where to look on the overlay for. Well, up here. Oh. You'd have a look. Hang on. Well, up here. Up here. Up here. Up here. Oh, no, no, it was just Paddy. It was just Paddy the dog from... It was just Paddy the dog from Midsummer Murders Oracle. It was just Paddy the dog. Oh, no, you say it. Now you say it. Behind Paddy. Behind Paddy. Up here. Up here on good Paddy. Up there. There is something, isn't there? Hang on. Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Cannot believe the one stream where I have to act. The one where I'm ill. Hang on a minute. Hang on. Hold on. What's this? What's this up here? Oh. I mean, what could it be? Oh, they haven't both. It's kind of big. What does this say? Happy birthday to me. There's Kekri. Kekri, have you put something in my truck? Have you put something in my truck, Kekri? Was this one of you? It's one of you. I mean, my birthday was last week, but it is kind. It is kind. Shall we? I was going to show you my haircut and then go, but shall we pop inside and? Shall we pop inside? Oh yeah, I added a picture of Kiri. It's a good photo. Photo credit lease, obviously. Photo credit lease. Oh, a lot of this stuff is in the way, but just getting the dogs out of the way. That's actually really helpful, Andy. That's really helpful. I'll let you into my glamorous evening, Muriel. Me and Lisa have just watched the film Halloween 5, which features a lot of a dog barking. So we watched a lot of it on mute, but I think we got the meaning. We got the meaning. Don't get stabbed, as the moral. Don't get stabbed, maybe don't. Don't make too many films in a franchise. Right, shall we get this gift inside and maybe crack it open? Or shall we call the museum? I don't know what... I'm not sure what to... I'm dropping frames, is it? Not a good sign. I shouldn't be dropping frames. Okay. Look, let's pop inside. Decide what to do. Let's pop inside. Decide what to do there. Oh dear. Hang on, I'm just coming. Oh, there I am. There I am. The cat moves out of the way, Andy. It's fine. There's a cat, but then what? It moves. It's all. I haven't sat in the cat. The cat's moved. The problem is when I move, the cat jumps straight back on. So it does look. I'll admit it looks suspicious. There's loads of room down there because my legs are in that space. So I'll pop them out now. There we go. Right, shall we crack open this? Let's crack open this thing and see what's going on. I don't know. Not sure what it is. Not sure. Don't know. Let's crack it open. Let's see what was in there. So just unroll it. I'll just unroll it down just above the screen. It did sound rustly, didn't it? It's almost as rustly down as if I'd really meant to just sit by some paper, but I've forgotten, and I only have a pack of slightly unpleasant finish mint. But it does mean I haven't looked at this yet. Oh. Wonder what this. Oh, that's handy. It does just. I can just wind it from the top. It just auto scrolls. That's auto scroll. That's good actually. That's actually good. That's actually good. I should have thought of a proper joke for that. Thanks, Lise, for Hi, Liz. It does say do not publish under any form, doesn't it? It does. What a strange thing for it to say. So should we? Am I technically publishing it? Because maybe we should just. I'll just show you my hair and we'll just go. Maybe we should just. Maybe it's bad to scroll down. I'm not sure. It is a bit, isn't it, Dan? It is a bit, but I shouldn't have broadcast all of the rest of the book, should I? And I probably shouldn't have broadcast his whole stand-up show. So, to be honest, Dan, it feels a bit late to suddenly worry about copyright law. When arguably we're finally, for the first time on a Paddy stream, we might be looking at something that wouldn't get flagged as copyright if it hasn't been published. I mean, we're all friends, aren't we? We're not going to hit the report button. Yeah, I'll be fine. We'll just scroll down. Do we scroll down? Well, this does look like the same book we were reading, doesn't it? Which is strange. So weird. You're hitting the rapport button. Just scroll down. Yeah, JSD in the chat. Oh, that's odd. Chapter 25. That is actually very good, Leif. Sorry, I was thrown because of the mystery. The mystery. I obviously wasn't. This wasn't planned, So. Chapter 25. It's the penultimate chapter. The Band Before Europe. But I thought chapter 25 was the last chapter. I'm pretty sure chapter 25 was the last chapter. It's got a little quote on it. Some women choose to follow men and some choose to follow their dreams. If you're wondering which to go to, remember that your career will never wake up. Tell you that it does not feel what a random quote. Just a random quote like Paddy would do. Who's put this in my truck? Someone found a secret Paddy manuscript and left it for me. That's weird, isn't it? That's odd. It's a strange thing for someone to have done. Oh, and it's got a little note from the editor. Because I've been curious about the editor because he seems. Yeah, I do hope that, because I really thought we were rid of the book. I thought the book had gone, and yet we're possibly haunted to keep being sent bits of the book. I really hope that's not. There was an editor read. Let's read the. If we read the note, maybe it'll shed a bit of light on the situation. Hi Paddy, thanks for getting the first draft of the chapter over to me. That tracks. It says draft on it. Yeah, or was it exactly? I understand that you don't want or need my help. You've made that quite clear. That's what we thought. To be fair, I'm sure you're right. And even though you haven't written a book before, you do say words all the time. And as you say, typing them out will be a piece of piss. It does sound like something Paddy would say. Also, I'm sure it's true, as you've told me several times, that if your wife has done a book, then you, as a man, can surely manage to whack out something better. Oh, Paddy. So I understand there's no real need for my input. But Paddy, we really can include this chapter. I don't think it really fits with the overall vibe of the rest of the book and really strays from the Paddy brand. And also, Paddy, with all the respect in the world, I just don't think it happened. I've let quite a lot slide in the other chapters, but with this one, I think it's too much. Nobody will believe this. Do you even believe this? Also, there could be liable implications with ITV. No, Paddy, I would recommend scrapping this and perhaps expand on one of the several stories where you're naked in a celebrity's hotel room. That will get a few people reading, I'm sure. Or if you really don't want to do that, just make the Top Gear chapter longer. I doubt anyone will read the book to the end anyway, so just fill it with a few more meandering anecdotes. If you're really stuck, maybe chuck in a story about being scared of trains or another long made up conversation with your agent. But anyway, you're the boss and you all know what to do. Good luck, Ed. So that does fill in a lot of information about his relationship with the editor. And I guess this must be the chapter. This must be the chapter. That is a coincidence, isn't it? That is a coincidence. I think it's like how Paddy had to be called Paddy in Phoenix Nights and Max and Paddy. I think otherwise Paddy probably got very confused. Or it could have been. It could have been non-Stoneism, yeah. It could have been. It could have been. Right, okay, so... Yeah, now we know what exactly, Dan. This is filling in the gaps, isn't it? It could be, probably either Edward Etor or Edward Edison. I think they're well known in the industry. Right, okay, let's get into the chapter because we never know with Paddy. You never know how long these things are going to be. I've never really thought much about the past. I'm more of a fella who likes to focus on the here and now. That does sound like Paddy. But sometimes it can be the random little things that make you want to engage with history. My eldest daughter was struggling with her history homework, but that isn't really something I'm interested in, and helping with the homework is really Christine's job. I was also a bit annoyed that she'd called while I was working. It's not every day the Michael Owen personally invites you to play golf on his yacht. I was struggling to concentrate on her childish whining, because I'd ended up naked for perfectly innocent and understandable reasons that I won't bother to explain, and I was looking for my trousers. I was just about to firmly remind my daughter that I'm a very busy man, when I got a call from my agent Nick, so I instantly hung up on her and heard Nick's voice. Great conversation with Nick. How's it going, my man? Oh, hi Nick, good to hear from you. Guess who's only got a meeting with the CEO of ITV? My mind raced through all the possible big hitters and megastars of British television who could be worthy of such an honour. Simon Cowell, Bruce Forsyth, Amanda Holden, James Corden, Hugh Laurie, Timmy Mallet, Rob Brydon, Anne Robinson, Stephen Mulhern, Roy Walker, Vernon Kay, Philip Schofield, Andrew Lloyd Webber, Mr. Blobby. No, it's none of those. Piers Morgan, Larry Grayson, Bradley Walsh, Ant from Ant and Dec, Sir Killalot, Michael McIntyre, Noel Edmonds, Parsley the Lion, The Rock, Dec from Ant and Dec, Mary Berry, Sue from Mel and Sue, David Walliams, The X Factor, Michael Barrymore, Ainsley Harriott, Terry Wogan, Steve Cogan. But it wasn't any of them. It was me. This does sound like Paddy. Can you believe it? A boy from a humble 2 up, 2 down in Bolton, heading to the top floor of ITV. The CEO was a busy man, and yet he'd prioritised meeting me ahead of this pantheon of television luminaries. Which doesn't... Well, no, he does get dramatic when he's boasting. This was yet another brush I've had with the fickle finger of fate, and a real coincidence too. Just a week or so earlier, I'd mentioned to Nick that I had something I wanted to talk about with ITV CEO Graham Natas, and then a few days ago I'd mentioned it again, slightly louder this time. And then out of the blue, Graham has suddenly contacted Nick about a meeting. You really couldn't make it up. That is another crazy story about fate there. Another crazy story about fate. Now, this meeting with Graham Natas, CEO of ITV, really was one of the most eventful and, in a way, successful of my long, eventful and successful career as one of Britain's most employed entertainers. But I've been in this game long enough to realise that there are going to be some doubters, some haters, some keyboard warriors out there who don't believe this and will comment on Instagram or Twitter or visit my daughter's Animal Cross island in the night and spell out, "It didn't happen, Paddy's a big liar," in rocks outside Dom's house. But there's only one word to describe those idiots: sick in the head and wrong. Because it did happen and this is all true. So that seems legit, doesn't it? I mean, being quite firm about it. So on that fateful day, I made my way up to the top floor. And trust me, it's high up. Not high like Bob Marley or Cypress Hill, unless we're talking about an actual hill called Cypress Hill. And even then, it would need to be quite a high hill, because trust me, we were high up. That does track as a Paddy simile. I was greeted on the top floor by Graham's personal secretary, Gemma Verititis. Funny story, actually. The first time I met Gemma was while I was appearing on the Jonathan Ross show alongside Emma Thompson, Brooke Shields and Florence and the Machine. The show went well and everyone laughed a lot, especially Emma, and bear in mind, she was in Men in Black 2 and 3. But after the show, I asked Gemma where the nearest toilet was, and she helpfully pointed me in what I thought was the right direction. But it turned out that toilet was closed for maintenance. For goodness sake, Gemma, I'm about to join Dame Emma Thompson and Jonathan Ross OBE for a drink at the bar, and Gemma wants me to do it with a full bladder. But I don't bear a grudge, and it was nice to see her again following her demotion, and I wish her all the best. I hope this isn't too long a chapter, otherwise you'd really have to question just what's happened, you know? Graham showed me into his office with a firm, warm handshake. Sorry, some of the pauses of attention, some of them are because I am slightly ill. Graham showed me into his office with a warm, firm handshake. It was amazing. Mahogany panelling, crystal chandelier, steam wafting under the door of what I assume is a built-in sauna. Fully stocked bar, ornamental trident. This was the big leagues. This was where the movers and shakers made the big decisions. From my humble beginnings, I was sat here in the spot where GMTV changed its name to Good Morning Britain. Goosebumps. I got straight down to business and laid out my pitch. That's what we call it in the crazy world of television. I proposed to Graham, not on one knee mind you, that since ITV and I had mutually decided to cancel Take Me Out, that they would no longer have any use for the Isle of Fernandos, and I wondered if they wanted me to take it off their hands. Now don't get me wrong, I'm a man of simple pleasures, but now that I'm over my fear of flying, a private island would be nice, a nice simple getaway, and it would save me a few quid on the Hateful Eight the Hateful Eight annual meetup. Disappointingly, despite the enormous respect I have for Graham as an executive, he did let himself down here a bit by trying to fob me off with some corporate mumbo-jumbo. He claimed ITV had never really owned the island, and it was just a holiday resort in Tenerife. Now, this sweet-talking southern claptrap might work on a lot of folks. Let's not forget, this man had recently renegotiated contracts with both Ant and Dec. But you have to get up pretty early in the morning to get one over on your old pal Paddy. I reminded Graham, politely at first, and then more forcefully, that I was an important factor behind the show's success, and the island was actually my idea in the first place. To his credit here, Graham did say that he always felt the show's success was due to my ideas and hard work, and the show was unlucky to have never won an NTA, National Television Award, I think. I told Graham that I'm not bothered about the awards, but he insisted and said that my hosting in particularly should get a lot more respect and awards than it does. The editor really didn't look at this properly, did he? And particularly should get a lot more respect and awards than it does. At which point, I reluctantly agreed. After all, this was the man who single-handedly gave the green light to Tipping Point. I'm not sure if that's what a CEO does, but you've got to. Paddy was there, wasn't he? So you've got to trust an insider. At this point, the meeting took an interesting turn. Graham had said that there was perhaps a way I could have the island, but I would have to promise him something in return. Typical executive types. If I've learnt one thing in this business, there's always a catch. I suddenly felt the room getting warmer. The lights dimmed, and the sauna seemed to be sending more and more steam out from under the door in the room. I opened my mouth, about to lend Graham some sauna expertise from my time at HLC, the leisure centre. But as our eyes met, I noticed his were glowing a bright red. I was going to mention it, but I thought better of it. This was a senior exec operating on the top of his game. Who was I to judge? And besides, I'm sure Flintoff and Harris would have plenty of stories about me turning up to morning shoots with bright red eyes. But anyway, when Graham spoke again, his voice seemed deeper, as if it spoke to my very soul. He said a lot of things, fancy southern talk, stuff about us being kindred spirits, both of us being black-hearted personifications of evil. I didn't really understand what he was saying, but what was clear was this was a key player in one of the leading TV brands who had followed and respected my long successful broadcasting career and valued me as a talent and colleague. He then laid out the terms of his deal. Paddy, I can grant you any wish that your callous heart desires, and all I ask in return is to be granted your dark soul for 1,000 of your years. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I tried to play it cool, but what an offer. I'd heard about these long-term contracts, the likes of your Gary Linekers, your Graham Nortons, Philip Schofields and Ants and Decks are on. But to think that a Bolton boy like me would be working on long-term projects with the ITV was really something else. This was it. Paddy was one of the big boys. Don't be too hasty though, Paddy. Think carefully about entering a pact with the King of Darkness. I didn't like to say, but I did think maybe the southern talk had got a bit far here. Sure, this was a man who would revolutionise primetime evening TV, particularly with Take Me Out having broken new ground in the 9 PM Saturday time slot, but I'm not sure that merits being called the King of Darkness. But there was a good deal on the table, and I didn't want to ruin it, so I nodded along as this southerner kept bigging himself up. Consider my name a final warning. Backwards, it can strike fear into the hearts of man. His eyes were really red at this point. I did think a lot of this talk could have been down to a big night, but I didn't want to seem rude. So I stared at the name plaque on his desk and tried to work out what he meant. Backwards. Graham Natas. M-A-H-A-R-G. Maarg. This word puzzle business really isn't my cup of tea. I enjoy hosting Catchpoint, and I think my colleagues, including BBC commissioning editor Kalpana Patel Knight, would say that I do a good job that deserves more respect and award nominations than it's had. But the thing is, there are two types of quiz audience. There are those quiz fans who want to tune into a little satellite channel and watch to see if some smart aleck knows the capital of Venezuela or can work out what words say backwards. Or there are people that want entertainment. Instead of facts and stats, they want to find out if Dappy from N-Dubs can catch a big pink ball in front of a picture of the Sphinx. Both of these audiences would think I was a really good host, but I prefer the energy and not having to know things that comes with hosting the better paying shows. To use a musical analogy, would you prefer to be sat alone in your parlour plucking a viola, or would you like to be on stage performing with the likes of Robbie Williams and Queen, like I've done? I couldn't see an issue with Graham's deal, so I signed the contract there and then. Strangely, the pen had red ink, and the contract was on really old paper. It did seem odd, but I assumed it was yet another error from Graham's useless female secretary. All I had to do now was decide on my wish. Now, if Christine was here, she'd probably ask why I didn't end all war or suffering or world hunger, but that's Christine all over. She used to be very attractive, but she's always been a dreamer. And anyway, has she forgotten that I've played in 7 soccer aids and I go to the Pride of Britain Awards most years, so I've really done more than my bit for good causes. No, this wish was all for Paddy and I wanted an island. But why stop there? What did I really want? I said to Graham, when I'm relaxing on the Isle of Fernando's, the last thing I want is some picture ending up on Instagram or some paparazzo snapping something that ends up plastered all over the news of the world. Can you make it so there's none of that? Graham nodded. Great. I hate that stuff. Not for any particular reason. I just think it's bad. Sometimes I wish I could go back to a time before all that nonsense. Before those keyboard warriors. Keyboard warriors. Give me good old-fashioned warriors any day. I'm not sure what I meant by that last bit, but Graham seemed amused and did a big deep evil laugh, so I'd impressed an executive, and that was the main thing. And I'd made it clear what I wanted. A private island with a social media ban. I couldn't have been clearer. Things did get a bit odd at this point, but as I've said before, this all definitely happened, so shut up. Basically, Graham did another demonic cackle and disappeared into a puff of smoke and fire. Impressive. I didn't know he'd been practicing magic tricks. On the subject of magic tricks, I don't really go in for these modern magicians. You can take your Blaines and Quentin Coldwaters, give me Paul Daniels and Tommy Cooper any day. At this point, the sauna door burst open. And would you believe it, there was a big flaming portal to another dimension. At this point, I did regret what I'd done. I really should have warned Graham when I saw the smoke coming under the door. I knew from HLC that was a bad sign. It was at this point that a horde of demons burst through the portal and dragged me through. As we flew through the flaming tunnel, I saw time and space fly past me. All the lives that have ever been lived unfolded before me. Empires emerged and fell. Great monuments rose and faded. But I'm not really a history buff, so it didn't mean a lot to me. The horde dragged me, cackling and screaming, until we reached this beautiful medieval island that I'm now forced to rule over. But actually, once we got chatting, it turned out they were a good bunch of lads, and I hope they go from strength to strength in the industry. Before we left, we all agreed to meet up later in the year for a curry. So yeah, I'm working as a medieval king now on my own island. I was hoping Graham would work out what had happened and get the sauna fixed, but that hasn't happened yet, so I'm just making the best of it. It's funny how things work out, isn't it? One minute you're chatting with Graham Natas, a corporate top dog who really respects and appreciates your work, and is offering you a lucrative long-term contract. And the next, a horde of top-lad demons are escorting you across the threshold of your reality. And I've no clue why. But sometimes that's just how the fickle finger of fate operates. If there was some way you were reading this and were able to help me out with making decisions, managing the realm, etc., that would be handy, but no worries if not. Everyone actually thinks I'm a really good king, and I'm probably really good at it. At the end of the day, who cares if I never win a national television award? As long as the people/audience are happy, and I have the power and wealth of a king, that'll do for me. But seriously, help. And that's where it sort of cuts off. That's where it sort of cuts off. It just disappears.
Oh yes, here we go, ding dang do.
Oh. No, I'm quite ill. Let's put it down to the fever, I think, Laub. But I assume that was Paddy, I don't know. But I guess we are here. I mean, we probably know the most about Paddy, so probably should try to help out, you know? Probably try to help out. Probably try to help out. Shall we see if we can have a look at the put right what once went to Paddy. Exactly. There's no see. Yes, this is. Well, I thought Lees did them, but presumably they're just period. They're just period pieces from the early medieval period, I assume. As is the looks like the Paddy coat of arms there.
Oh yes, here we go, ding dang do.
No, it does. Right, yeah, here we are. It's the actually, we should probably have the game sound is not on because I'll be honest, I don't usually play with the game sound on. Oh, and also you can actually, if I put desktop audio on, do you get an echo? This is good to test. So yeah, looks like it's the Isle of Fernandos with its capital Hot Bolton. And here's Earl Paddy Mcguinness of Isle of Fernandos. No echoes, excellent. Yeah, here's the Paddy coat of arms. I think he's probably done it kind of Bolton Wanderers roughly colours, and then it's the weird fish being stabbed with a little P for Paddy in the corner. So I don't know. So he knows it's him. So yeah, we're in I guess what becomes Tenerife. Oh yeah, that's right. The Paddy motto is discipline and respect. The motto of House Mcguinness, of which of course we are the only living member. Yeah, I think he would have been Patrick McInnes Oracle if he knew anything about his history. But he's never shown any knowledge or interest in his Irish past at all. So I doubt he's shown any back in time. Quite a long way from Ireland as well. So that's that. I guess the Isle of Fernandos crest could be redesigned. It's just how an F popped on it. Paul Reg, is it? Have I ever known a Paul Reg? Have I said it wrong to someone in face? I bet he really does like, because he must have been He must have been asked, right? Because everyone's asked when they're sort of like Porrick. Oh, okay, I didn't know that. Luckily, we've stayed away from islands in the game so far, so you know we're fine. I don't know if there's anything else to see in the game. We've got pretty good stats. Paddy's traits are lustful, ambitious, and vengeful, which I think is probably about right. Fortune builder, eagle reveler, architect. He did do screeding, and immortal, obviously because of the. Does he have any shit? Well, on CK3 Oracle, you don't need ships. You just sort of auto. You just sort of. They're just some there. There are just some there. So yeah, I think he's got someone that can work a boat. One issue Paddy does have that could be an issue in the game is he's a Catholic and an Anglo-Saxon, and obviously they live up here. Down here, off the west coast of Africa, very few. They're all like a North African pagan religion where they think volcanoes are sacred. So he is going to struggle to fit in, I think. Also, I'm pretty sure, I haven't actually checked this, but that's going to mean that everyone in his court is, yes, a different religion and a different culture to Paddy. Is Immortal heritable? I don't think it is. I think Immortal... actually, do you know what? Immortal's not... Volcanoes are cool. I'm with them. I think I probably I've got to, I guess I'm committed to helping Paddy out, but I guess if I was a neutral in this situation, I'd be on Team Volcano. Can't believe he's immortal. Well, he did do a deal with the devil, didn't he? As we now know. So I guess that means his bishop hates him. But that is, of course, because the devil has thrown him through a hole in the sky, which is going to set your priest off a bit. He can die. I'm pretty sure he can die of things, Sharble, yeah. I think Immortal really just protects you from old age. I think, although we'll test this when we play, I think Immortal just stops you aging. You just freeze as you are. But it doesn't stop you being, killed in a battle or an event, or being executed. He's going to die. Yeah, I think we'll have to decide. We'll have to decide what we do. We'll have to decide what we do. But that's the game. I guess. There are some ways, once we get started on Thursday, that people can interact with the stream. I guess we could talk about those if I can stop scroll locking me. Did I do a list? I did. So there's a little menu. So for £1 donations, you can just rename. We can rename anyone in the game. We can rename anyone in the game. We can rename any place. We can rename any artefact, although I think as of yet Paddy is not going to have any artefacts. But it could be fun to rename them once we get them. Another thing you can do is you can spawn a character into the game. So I guess it's because of the demons. It's probably because of the demons. I have access to a character spawner. So you can spawn and rename. If you wanted to pop yourself in the game, you could do that. Give yourself a top job, or just pop someone good in, pop someone bad in. I can show you. Actually, I can show you the spawn options because they're in a way quite funny. How does the game look to everyone? Are the menus legible? Are they big enough to read? You can spawn in someone as a counsellor. You can spawn someone as a child. and it gives you the choices of age and whether you want to spawn in an average, an extraordinary, or a pathetic child. It's fine. I will read the things it says. Or you can spawn a courtier. We have normal male, normal female, great male, great female. The UI is a bit small. Yeah, I can probably. It's probably not a good thing to do while I'm streaming it, but I can probably look at making the resolution a bit smaller. But I will just read stuff when it comes up on the screen, so I think we'll probably be fine. But yeah, so you can spawn in councillors, children, courtiers. There's also a spin wheel. Oh, and also there's the finally there is the to ding dang do list, a to do list. Yeah, I think that's the way to be interested, Charbel. I think that's the way to. It's not a game to worry too much about the details. What you can do, you can donate. We'll keep a to ding dang do list. That stylises it better. And we'll make a list of things that Paddy wants to do. Does he want to? I don't know. Find a wife, seduce a queen, take over Africa, whatever Paddy wants to do. Yes, exactly, lad. That's what Paddy would have wanted. Paddy would have wanted you not to notice the details. Now, unfortunately, Charbel, this game, as of yet, has no animals present. I think there are events where you can get a pet dog or cat, and I think you can get a horse sometimes, but the horse is not a playable character. Unfortunately, there aren't any bears or dragons. And also, it's hard to make someone... There isn't a Pope mechanic anymore. I mean, as has, I think, been proven before, it's very difficult to make anyone the Pope deliberately anyway. But now I don't think that's even there. So unfortunately, the far right, the rightmost island looks a bit like about this one, Mazorata, which I think is Fuerteventura. It looks a bit like a bear. Not that one. Oh, this one. The Barony of Tamaran. That's ours, Josie. We can, if we so want, build something on there. It's like a bear. Yeah. Okay, no, I can see that. I can see that. It does look a bit like a bear. It does look a bit like a bear head on. We don't need to take it over, lad. We have this is ours. These islands. We have these islands. These islands are all part of the. Oh, can we take it from ourselves? We could build something on it and then own that thing. So yes. Should we subject to a siege from us? I do think that maybe before we leave the game for tonight, I do think that Paddy is in quite a difficult situation. So I think it would be fair if the demons had left him a gift. Do we think Paddy would want to be very wealthy or very powerful? Would Paddy choose wealth or power? I think that would be a solid. I think that would be a solid goal, Red. I think money is correct. I suspect power would consist of giving him a temporary big army. Yeah, that is true. Do we think Paddy's going to be a kind of map painter? Is Paddy going to want to take over lots of stuff? He might do. But he probably just wants money. So let's say, I think the think. I guess if Paddy bought, like, if Paddy was wearing, if Paddy was wearing, if Paddy kept the wedding ring in his pocket that Christine threw at him when she left the house, that would be worth quite a lot of money in the early medieval period, where gold's quite hard to come by. So I think Paddy would almost have quite a lot of wealth. Quite a lot of wealth if he could sell it. Let's give. Right, Paddy's now a very wealthy man. Paddy sold his ring. He's now wealthy. But let's not get into this. Exactly. A very confusing story, I'm sure, for him to tell in this period, because he either refuses or can't say which queen. So, yeah, I was on stage with Queen. I sang my theme tune. You want to go to North Africa or no? This is post Alexander, I'm afraid. I don't know who is famous. Macedonia would be like over here somewhere, wouldn't it? It's all been carved up. I suppose it's like where Bulgaria and Byzantine is. So I mean, there is a pope. Pope Nicholas is the current pope. Be interesting to see whether Paddy does decide to instantly break with the Pope and form his own religion, as he would be able to do. That's an option that we have. I think that's probably something Paddy might do. Should try and meet the Pope. I think we don't have. Are we within range? Oh, we are within range. We can send him a gift. We can try and murder the Pope. We can sway. We can't seduce the Pope because he's not attracted to men, unfortunately. Yeah, Oracle. I think Paddy would go for. I think Paddy would go for one of the. Would go for one of the ones where you can have. Like 4 wives. Or maybe a concubine religion. Paddy's almost just to be absolutely nothing until asked by someone to do something. It could be. That's fine because that's very true, lad. That's very true. That's very true. I'm sure he'd just taken his clothes off to take communion from the Pope, I guess. Yeah, Ireland absolutely is insular. We can look at the religion map. There we go. Ireland is insular, Catholic. Oh, sorry, insular Christian, with a little bit of. There's a little Norse bit. Exactly, lad. The Pope was like, "This one's on Paddy's bill. I'll restock my incense or something," and his vestments fell off. That's probably what happened. And then this is a big Catholic block. Now, I guess they're all a type of pagan. And yeah, we're surrounded by kind of island guys. And then, like North Africa is all Muslim. Let's hope they don't find out about Paddy's Babe Station Bin Laden bit. Though they wouldn't understand it, would they? They wouldn't understand it. What's Sumi up to? It does not really exist. Finland exists as this little chieftain here, which almost covers where we are now, I think. But yeah, it's all split up. Finland doesn't really exist until just over 100 years ago, so it's got a bit of time. But there is a kingdom of Finland. It's kind of split. This is actually you might be able to see. You might be able to just see down here. It's got the date. It is the 3rd of January, 867 AD. 867 AD. Though actually, I think we should work out the. We should. It is peak Viking times, yes. Vikings are all over the place. Vikings live here. There's some Vikings there. These are, I think this edge bit of Scotland is all Viking. Iceland's Viking. This is all Viking. It's big Viking times. And you're right, yeah. Dublin is all Viking. It is ruled by Jarl Ivar the Boneless. Who I believe from looking into this may have been a fictional Viking. We don't know. The records are patchy. But anyway, that's the game. He was in the last Assassin's Creed game. Then he must. So, Oracle, I take it back. He must be real. They don't put you in that unless you're a real Viking. The last Assassin's Creed game was all Vikings, right? It was a big Viking game. Also, the game is really playing without crashing the stream, which is nice, and I think bodes well for the streams going forward, which will be on Thursday. What time is it? Well, I didn't. Oh yeah, I still haven't. They found a Viking round here that was called Magnus Barelegs. He had a sword called Legbiter. That's good, because Bluetooth is a Viking name, isn't it? As well, that comes from a Viking who presumably had a sort of wireless axe or something. He had a sword here, but no trousers. It's so strange thing to be, isn't it? Like, he's invented shorts, and that's what he's remembered before. That's what he's remembered for. Which I think the king. Yeah, I think that's Ethelred the Unready. Paddy looks very generic. I was going to really custom. We wear shorts and not bare legs. That's true. Yeah, that's exactly what happened, Dorico. That's exactly what happened. He was going. It's called leg bites, Paddy. And yeah, they just came off. He was just restocking his. He was restocking them. He was restocking his little horned tankard from Paddy's bar, and his trousers just fell off. It just came off. Right. So anyway, this is the game. This is what we'll be playing. We'll be guiding Paddy through the tumultuous medieval times. It was Magnus Barefoot. Oh, Paddy, that's maybe worse. It's just wore sandals. It's really annoying that it's like getting a nickname, isn't it, when you're at school, and it just one day you came in without shoes on, and like for all of history, like 1500 years later, he's Magnus Barefoot. He just forgot one day. Yeah, hated Michael Socks. Hated Michael Socks. I think that's true. That's history. That's history. Right, so this is the game. The game works. Shall we pop back to the?
Oh yes, here we go. Ding dang do.
We'll have the little transition. I now have a little game map, and I have a little map of the world above my head, which should be handy for when I'm just sat in my little throne room. He was King of Dublin and King of Norway, and died in my hometown of Downpatrick, which is the capital of Oriel in this game. Should we see who's in Oriel?
Oh, yes, here we go. Ding dang do.
The guy's name is Chieftain Kongalek of Oriel. The capital is Dundilgan. I guess Dun means down, right? So that becomes Downpatrick. I hope you've not doxed yourself through a medieval Paddy Mcguinness simulator, because that would be awkward. Christians renamed it. Typical. Dun means fort. Nice. Did Patrick live above the town? Probably, yeah. It was transliterated into. Oh, okay. So it does. So it is. It both means fort and is where the word down comes from. There you go. We're learning. There you go. That's the thing with these streams. That they might not be enjoyable, but we might learn a little thing about history. And that's exactly what Paddy wouldn't want. That is the last thing Paddy wants. Paddy wants to get through this. He wants to be powerful. He wants to be wealthy. He wants to do quite. He doesn't want to learn a thing, I would say.
Oh, yes, here we go. Ding dang do.
Paddy Mcguinness, his story. English often didn't bother with translators, so just pointed and made up what it sounded like. Much like Paddy's book. Typical. What time is it? Oh, sorry. Oh, I never did my haircut reveal. Hang on. Maybe I need to pop back outside for that. That's all I was going to do, and then we got distracted by this whole scroll business. Don't know what that was about. I just popped back outside. Oh, yeah, there I am. Yeah, there it is. It looks quite similar to my old hair. There. I'll just pop myself back in. I guess I'll take my hat off. Hair. Oh, it's sort of hatted now. There we go. It's short. It is smart. This probably isn't the best angle. It's gone. They said I look 10 years younger, which sounds nice until you think that just meant she thought I looked really old. So I might blend in now with the fins. So I look 10 years longer. I'm not sure is that a compliment? It doesn't. I look hip. Oh no. Oh dear. I look hip. As long as I don't know someone who would have written kind of Paddy fanfic. As long as I don't look like that. As long as nothing makes me look like that, then I'll be fine. Can we stop saying hip and happen? Can we stop saying snazzy? Can we use? If we're going to use compliments, can we use compliments from the 21st century, please? Or at least the 1990s? Can we stop saying things that Paddy might say? Sick, yeah. Sick. Thank you, Andy. That's the This is the kind of. This is. I assume what the kids are saying now when I walk past them. I've no idea. They're probably saying things like that. Yeah, exactly, paying. Exactly. I do. I think you're right, lad. I think I do look bitcoins. I think I do look bitcoins. That's why I said. That's what I said, Oracle. I went in the hairdressers. I said, yeah, just make me look well crypto, please. Or Ketos. Which would be, that's Finnish. It's Finnish. That's what they do. Right, so I feel like...
Oh, yes, here we go. Ding dang do.
Oh, can you... It's not also the name of the bats in Zelda games. What, crypto? I mean, I will Google this. I will Google this. I don't know why it made that noise. Yeah, no, they're Keese. It's the name of Superman's dog. What, bitcoins? I don't know, this isn't working. Hang on, what's going on here? Why am I twice? Why am I twice? Why am I twice? And why isn't this chroma keyed? Okay, let's get the hell out of here. Let's get the hell out of here. Look, we shouldn't have opened that scroll. We shouldn't have opened that scroll. We've released forces we can't even comprehend. Oh no! Oh no! Now I'm just legs. Now I'm just legs. Thank you, Summer. Yes, that probably is it. Yes, I'm rebranding as Pete and or Pete. Right, we're going to find out Superman's dog's name. Superman's dog is called Crypto. Well done to whoever said that. Oh no, there better not be a campaign for Just Legs. Look, we can go to Just Legs, but you won't like it. You won't like it. This isn't better. I don't think this is better. I think this is worse. It is the cat and legs. No, I'm coming back. What's this? Oh, it's my phone. That's fine. Supergirl had a super horse. I don't know why we're talking about this, but it was called Comet. I was right. It's better to have me. It's better to have me on the stream, Josie. It probably was expensive to keep, and she's jetting around, and I guess she's very strong, so she's not paying attention. She'll just sort of pull the horse in half, maybe. Yeah, she had a horse. Got sued by She-Ra. I don't know what that means. I'm going to assume that's a witty comics joke. So well done. Oh, good night, Josie. Thank you for tuning in. I'm basically done now. I mean, I only wanted to show people the eggs alert. I only wanted to show people the eggs alert and then my haircut. That was all I was going to do. And then the whole someone's put a scroll in my truck. Someone's put a stupid scroll in my truck. I thought there was a Silver Age subplot where they got married. Who got married live? Oh yeah, you can keep. Yeah, so for anyone that missed the eggs alert, Most of the time, it has the eggs. Sometimes, it's something different happens. It goes backwards. Which I believe is exactly what Dr. Flem asked for. She wants... Right. I mean, I hope this doesn't bring up something up. Because there's one thing I hate is kind of fanfic. Supergirl Superhorse dated. Okay, yeah, give me the information. Yes! Comet was one of a series of superpowered animals, including Streaky the Supercat and Beppo the Super Monkey, that were popular in the DC comics of the 1960s. Comet was Supergirl's pet horse, and while in his human form as Bill Starr, her brief boyfriend. Comet also had a brief romance with Lois Lane in her comic book. Yes, Streaky the Supercat. Does it link? It does. Here he is. There's Streaky. And he's a fictional supercat. Here, a superhero cat that appears in comic books by DC Comics. Doesn't look like he dated any of the superheroes as a human. Unfortunately, now I think that might be true. I'm not sure what you're talking about, Liv. I think there was a scroll in my truck. I'm not sure that you can't claim authorship because you find something in your truck. That's not how it works. It's not how it works. Yeah, so that's Streaky the Supercat. I've forgotten why we're talking about this. I have a fever. Maybe that's part of it. But it's also part of the reason why I should probably finish up soon. But we will be back. We will be back on Thursday with episode 1 of King Dang Do.
Oh yes, here we go, ding dang do.
There'll be things to ding dang do. What else have we got? Oh, I did make a wheel, but it might not be working. There's a spin wheel. It's got all the features. Straight pad don't really. I've got from riding you around while you're in horse form. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if he was changing between horse and human, whether he was permanently a human for the length of the relationship. I don't know. Maybe someone who's read the comic might know. Supergirl was also had Streaky the Supercat as a pet. And as someone that I mean, I sometimes do change into a horse form when anyone redeems Clippity Clop. So I don't know if it's similar to that. Because in those cases I'm just a horse for the time of the alert, and then I go back to not being a horse. So I don't know if that's like Bill Starr. Someone redeems Super Horse. I don't know. It may explain why when I've changed back to being a human, I've lost my middle. I've got very long legs now. It could have been still going back in time. I don't know. I don't know. But then, I've disappeared again. Or I've gone backwards. Anyway, I'm gonna go soon because I feel ill. I'm gonna put my hat back on. I'm gonna go back into the snow.
Mash bomb activated.
Oh, no,
Take
okay.
cover.
Okay, we're
Mash
gonna-
pommy
Okay,
activated.
this is
Suo
good. I'm glad I
jaltu
put my
car.
hat on to protect my head from mash. Oh no, things are going to fill up with mash. Oh no, things are filling up with mash. Okay, we should have gone before the mash. Okay. I'm now behind the wall of mash. Oh no, but at least the stream's normal. Oh dear, lots of things are happening. Oh no, I have turned into a horse now. Okay, I've literally made an alert for... Oh yeah, this is a loophole, isn't it? Good point for my camp. Oh, it's gone now. No, some of the mash maybe froze before it. Oh, there's more mash. Let's see. Here we go. Yeah, I made a mistake. When I put the price up on the Chaos mode, but there's nothing to stop you just making your own Chaos mode. Yeah, hard pads, if anyone can hear me over the noise, hard pads is based on, there's me again, it's based on the game Hardlands, which is fairly niche, and Paddy Mcguinness, who's also fairly niche. So like a lot of the stream, it's not really for anyone. Why the hell is Paddy on that?
It's double decker.
What a bunch of lads. What a bunch of lads. Okay, that feels like a good actually a very good stress test for the stream. So thank you. That's I barely dropped any frames in that. That was smooth. I think this is tempting fate. I think I have solved the issue of the stream crashing, which is good, and it means we can play Crusader Kings without worrying about the stream crashing. I am not going to do a raid because I'm confident, Andy. I'm confident. I told you, Andy, I'd clicked the option for crashing. I've just unselected it. I've unselected it. We've not crashed, and it's it's good. It's good. Or maybe it was my hair. I don't know. Maybe the hair was crashing the stream. We can't say for sure. Right. I'm going to go and continue to be ill. I will probably be here on Thursday for episode 1 of King Dang Do, where we'll get off to a start. See what we want to do with Paddy. Like reverse OBS Samson. Yes, that's right. Yeah, the crashing was Samson, and I'm the other Delilah. I'm Delilah. I will try to be well, Laub. I will try to be well. Lise is more ill than me at the moment, so best wishes to Lise, who I think we all prefer. And also it affects Lise more because she was supposed to be going somewhere and now she cannot go. I'm sorry to hear you're also under the weather, Summer. It is bad to be ill. No problem. Thank you everyone for coming to what I did think was just going to be a quick haircut reveal stream. I'm sorry someone put something in my thing. I guess I should. I don't know what to do with this now. I wonder if I should. Do I just bury it somewhere in the snow? Do I shrink it back down into its former size? I don't know. I'll put it back in its scroll. And I don't know. Let's load it back into the. Let's load it back into the truck. I'm gonna go and just bring it. Just take it away with me. I think. Am I? I am. Yeah. Oh, I am actually. It will reverse back with me. So let's pop that back in the truck. Put that back in the truck. And I'll see everyone on Thursday if you want more of this, and I do not blame you if you don't. But thank you everyone. I hope this was fun. I'll see you all again. Goodbye. Let's see if I can do my reversing. Here we go. There we go. Beep beep beep. Bye everyone. Thanks.